Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Thirsty Thursdays. And with me, again, I have the best Mexican flavor candy, Johnny.
The tamarindo.
Oh, the tamarindo. The mango lollipop.
Ooh, yeah. Brown and delicious.
Heard that.
Wish didn't hear that, but I heard that.
So today, we're going to be fancy and we're going to be trying wine.
Ooh.
So, not just any old wine. We are trying 19 Crimes. Snoop Dogg endorsed, maybe his face is on the bottle. We have a red and we have a rosé.
Rosé all day, baby.
Yes.
They're very affordable, and depending where you're watching from, yeah, a little too affordable, which kind of leads me to be skeptical about it in general. But look, here's the thing: I don't want to be presumptuous. I want to go into it with an open mind. However, yeah, I know what I know.
Have you had them?
No.
Okay.
I have seen them. Not the rosé particularly, but this one for sure. I think like I was at my sister's like around the holidays a couple years back, and she had it, and I didn't try it, but like that was kind of that, and ever since then here we are.
Okay, cool. So it's gonna be a first time for both of us.
Yeah,
with these wines.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since that.
With these wines.
Oh, with the wine. I thought you were talking about it in terms of that.
So you have experience with wine, right?
I do. A little experience.
Other than drinking it.
Other than drinking it, yeah. Okay. I can like schmooze it up and kind of like talk about it.
Okay.
But that's just because of the experience that I've had in like my career in the restaurant industry.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, man. So I'm intrigued, especially for wine. Like that's kind of like not my niche per se.
That's right
like,
up your alley.
A fun little fact about me. Hopefully by the end of the year, I would like to get my level 1.
All right.
Sommelier certification.
Okay.
So I'll be looking out for that.
Well, good. So that means you'll have some experience in wine. You'll be doing your thing with it.
Yeah.
I don't have that much experience with wine. Like the Boone's Farm, the fucking MD, the ghetto wine.
Throwback.
Yeah.
The hood shit.
Yeah, the hood shit. Yeah,
Jesus juice.
The Jesus juice. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna try these out. We're gonna give you our honest opinions about them. Johnny's gonna give his expertise on the wine. And it's going to be a good time. You ready to party?
Yes.
Okay, let's get this party started.
All right, so rosé first, yes? Which is I recommend.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm going to go lighter, I guess, to fuller.
Okay.
Okay. And none straight about you more.
I heard that. Ooh, look at this. I like the color. I like the color.
It's almost like a Jolly Rancher pink to me in terms of color.
Yeah, totally. It's a very light pink-ish color.
It's not pale, not a deep pink, but like again, what I mean by Jolly Rancher on site, it looks like a pink Jolly Rancher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it totally does.
Okay,
it totally does.
A little swirl.
Oh, a little swirl action.
Just to kind of open her up.
Oh,
like me after a whole bottle. Just kidding.
Opening it all the way up. Ooh. Smells like communion wine.
Yeah. Really? I don't get that at all.
No? What is it?
Like, I get like strawberry and like cherry and like...
Okay.
Salud.
Cheers.
She's a juicy one. Very much a juicy one, and I have that. She and I have this in common.
All right then. It's not bad.
No. It's not anything that I thought it was going to be. When I mean by juicy, I mean like fruit forward.
Okay.
For sure, and strawberry on the nose for sure. Yeah, like juicier, kind of like cherry for me, like strawberry. Maybe, yeah, and on the mouth, definitely like light, for sure, like on the mouth. The finish kind of like lingers like on the palate, you know what I mean? Like once you swallow it.
It's got that aftertaste of something there. I don't know if I pick up like the flavors that you're talking about, but like it tastes, it's a strong like alcohol taste to it. I don't know why. Like it's like a, not like a rubbing alcohol kind of taste, but like I do get like a hint of like some kind of fruit to it. It's very drinkable. Like it's not bad at all. It tastes like a rosé.
For me, it's just a hair juicier than it. And like when you get it, when I taste it, it tends to have like a rounder like mouthfeel. Meaning like some wines, especially like when you go into like French rosés, when you taste them, they tend to like your mouth tends to water and your mouth tends to salivate. That means in terms of like for me like I don't get that.
Okay.
So then in turn it's not like bone as dry, nor is it like high acid. I feel like this has a lot of probably like residual sugar.
Okay.
For me. But, you know, I could be wrong, you know. That's the beauty of wine, you know. It's all about one's palate.
I mean, I'm basing it off if it tastes good or not, and it doesn't taste bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's something that we could, like, on a Sunday, like, just chill and maybe, like, pop, like, a bottle of rosé. If this was our only thing, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do it.
Yeah.
Like, on a Sunday kind of kick it thing.
Like, if you just had this in your fridge, you'd be like, hey... You want to make rosé sangrias? I'd be like, yeah.
Right. Yeah, totally. That's not too bad.
It's not terrible. No, I'm not mad about it.
Okay. What would you rank this?
I'm going to give her a 2.
A 2? Okay. I had, like, canned rosés, and I thought those were good.
Oh, I had canned rosés. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, like, don't knock those.
Yeah, like I had one that was pretty good.
Because people, like, you know what I mean? Like, not people, but, like, makers who do that, like, yo, like, I mean, like...
It's like a $4 fucking can, so you know it's good.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's what I mean, like, bone-ass dry. You know what I'm talking about? Like, when I say that, like, when it's dry, like, this is very, I guess, like, plush, if that kind of makes sense. Does that make sense?
Maybe to wine people, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know.
I mean, it's drinkable to me, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a 2.
If you're a sweet wine kind of drinker, this is your best bet, I feel. Like you said, like Moscatos and shit like that. Like, yeah, if you're a Moscato type of person, give it a shot. I tend to not like New World wine, and by New World wine, I mean like Cali, anything from Sonoma. I will fuck with like an Oregon Pinot, like something. Because I would imagine like cooler climate, in terms of like, you know, like the vines and like, you know, the soil and like the grapes itself. That tends to have a little higher acidity for me, which and in terms of what I mean in acidity, I mean like in terms of like when you drink a wine, when you have that first sip and your mouth like just salivates, that's what I mean by acidity.
Okay.
Or you know, a brightness of the wine in particular. Primarily for me, that's what Oregon wines do for me.
Okay.
And again, they tend to be obviously, you know, geographically, you know, it tend to be more north, so probably cooler climates versus like Sonoma, which tends to be just like grape juice for me. Not grape juice per se, but like it's just a little too juicy and a little too like riper red fruit.
Juice.
Kind of like me.
All right, cool. So should we get into this Cali Red kind of thing? Oh, that's a nice little red color going on.
A little ruby to her.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm not mad about that.
Okay. Let me see. If we're looking at her,
she's kind of dark.
Yeah. I'm gonna take back what I said about the ruby. More like
I can't see through
a dark violet.
Yeah, she's real dark.
Thank you. Okay, see. Yeah, like I can just feel like it's gonna be like. I'm gonna kind of say, people might say I'm crazy. If you're a wine drinker, you might say I'm crazy, but I kind of already get like a little like. If the smell that I'm getting and like the riper, darker fruits already leads me to believe that on the palate, as meaning when I taste it, that it's gonna be like juicy as fuck, like what I was saying earlier in terms of like the Californian reds for me. Let's just fuck it. Let's just give it a shot.
Oh hell no! Ow! It was like so bad it burned.
That is awful. This is exactly what I mean by Californian Reds.
Ooh.
They're just not my jam. They're not my jam at all. This is not my jam. This is pretty fucking awful.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's not, and it's not even drinkable. It's not easy to drink. Like I was like some like, oh, you can maybe like have it with a steak. You know what I mean? Or like these fuller body reds. Like, you know what I mean? That's what you. I mean, like, not what you should do. Who the fuck am I to tell you what to do? But like, you know, you should. In theory, you want to pair them with like heartier red meats, lamb, steak, whatever your fancy is, so to speak.
Oh,
this is pretty bad. This is like, it's not palatable for me.
It tastes almost like medicinal or something.
It's too juicy. It's ripe fruit. It's oaky. And again, like what I kind of already smelled on the nose already led me to believe what it was gonna be. Yeah, negative. I'm gonna give this a -2.
A -2. I'm gonna go ahead and say a 0.
Yeah.
That is not the business. That is not something that I can drink. That is just bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's god awful. It's god awful. Like,
I am not. That is a disappointment.
It's not good.
If we were hanging out and you brought that out and that was the only thing we drink, bitch, we'd be going to the store. Like we'd be making a beer run. Like, nah, that is not gonna do it for me.
Yeah. The rosé takes the cake for me.
Yeah, the rosé and between these two, yes, it's good. So, on my Instagram, which I will drop down below in the description box, I asked some of my followers to ask me questions, so we're going to answer those also.
Ooh.
One of them was, what's your favorite drink and why?
That's kind of like saying, like, oh, like, hey, what's your favorite movie and or what's your favorite song?
Right.
I feel like it kind of depends on, like, my mood, my day, where I am, whom I'm with, the people I'm with. What I find myself fucking with these days is probably, I'm a gin guy, mind you.
Okay.
But a gunpowder gin martini up with a rinse of vermouth, finished off with a twist.
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah. And well, you know, that she might not remember.
Right.
Depending on the intake now.
Yeah.
Mezcal has always kind of been like my thing. Mezcalita with like a tajin rim.
Okay.
Give it to me spicy, baby.
You like some spicy.
Spicy.
This is spicy kind of boy.
It's a spicy meatball.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say a michelada. Like michelada, there's something. Even whenever I'm not hungover, like I love a good tomato-based fucking michelada.
Yeah.
Like I do. I love the spice in it. I love the beer, of course, in it. The lime, just anything. If you know how to make it, I like it. Like I don't like the powdered micheladas you can find at the store sometimes. The store sells some in a cup, and it has like this powdered shit in it. That's not for me. I like the tomato-based michelada. Okay, so the next question was, where is the beef?
My response to that is I tend to chill with the beef and get some chicken instead.
Cool, that's a good one. I'm going to say, is there enough beef for everybody? Can you bring enough beef
to the table?
To the table.
This is a big table, so I don't know.
Can you? No?
Can you?
Maybe?
Really?
Where is it at?
Huh? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Maybe.
Huh?
What beer do you currently recommend for a light and juicy spring vibe?
I'm gonna have to say anything by Montauk.
Is that like a brewery kind of thing?
I think so. They're based out in New York.
Okay. Shout out East Coast.
Ooh. They have a watermelon session. That's more like summer vibes for me. But like if I'll see it out and about, then like I'm kind of quick to snatch it up.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say, I mean, as far as beer goes, because you know there's a thing about beer and seltzers, like they're two completely different things to me anyway. As far as beer goes, I mean a good Blue Moon is always a go-to, right?
Blue Moon. So I'm standing alone.
Okay, so my next question was, are you a top or are you a bottom?
I say put your strap on and find out, baby.
Ooh, it's that kind of party.
It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Hey.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I can show you better than I can tell you. That was this episode of Thirsty Thursdays. Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Always
Minus the Cali Red.
Yeah,
I am having a real grand old time.
Oh, good. I want to thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Thirsty Thursdays. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, comment down below, and give us some suggestions on what we should try next. If you hate me or if you hate this guy, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you love us, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And we'll be catching you guys on the next episode.